Just stop melting down 90% silver. There are ways around it for us not have to melt the 90% silver down. I'm going to get into the story, folks. Most of you guys know this really teased me off. If I say something I shouldn't be saying on this video, I apologize, but I am worked up about this one. I'll also get into Jerome Powell's thinking now. They're not going to get away from inflation, folks. They're not. I'll get into that a little bit later in the video. Please help me with the thumbs up. Please like the video with the thumbs up. Of course, subscribe to the channel if you're not yet subscribed. Come join us. Share the video out. Let's protect our 90% silver as much as we can. Let's just get into the video right now. Look, I'm hearing from all over the country. Coin shops are melting down 90% silver. Why? You know, some of these coin shops, to me, and this is generally speaking, I'm not calling anybody out. So I'm not accusing one shop to the next. All right, no matter if you saw it on YouTube or you hear it at your coin shop, I'm not calling any of these shops out. But for the God's sakes, just stop melting it down. There are ways to sell it. Call these online bullion dealers for one. Call up Pinbacks. Call up Andy Scheckman. They're willing to buy it. Maybe you can work out a deal up before we melt the stuff down. This is our history, folks. We are melting down our history. Just stop. People will be coming in the comments and saying, well, if they melt it down to my 90% silver, it'd be worth more. Look, there's not plenty of it out there like some people think. When the crap really hits the fan, the dollar's gone bye-bye. We are trading in silver. This is the type of silver you want to be trading in. Not giving up an ounce of silver when you go into the store and buy a loaf of bread. I'm not saying tomorrow, next week, you're going to be able to go in the store and buy a loaf of bread for a silver dime. That's not what I'm saying. We may get to that point. That is what I'm trying to say. People laugh at that. People laugh at that. We might get to that point. Well, laugh. Just because, why would you want to melt down history for? We don't have there's no record numbers where people actually how much they're melting down. There's really no concept of it. There's no paper, but they don't keep records. They just melt it and melt it and melt it. Don't you think this is what the elites want? I gotta say it that way. You know what I'm saying when I say the elites. Every time we melt this stuff down, the 90, I'm just talking about the 90. It could be any type of silver, really. Eventually it goes to the COMEX. And guess what? It goes overseas afterwards. Wake up. Stop giving our American history away to China. Stop giving our American history away to India to put in solar panels. These shops that are doing this, they're just trying to look for a quick buck. They're trying to free up cash. They don't have the cash. That's what it is. A lot of these coin shops don't have a lot of cash backing. Can take the downturns and the upturns. But these will be the first coin shops. I will guarantee you this. These will be the first coin shops that be complaining they have no 90% silver. Well, that's right, because you friggin' melted all. That's why. That's why it's not going to be out there. We got to protect our silver. Strong hands. If you are a seller of 90% silver, you are concerned about it, maybe ask the coin shop, are you planning to send this to the melter? They say yes, then maybe find a different coin shop to do business with. We got to stop this. It should be illegal, but it's not. And I understand some shops get so over inundated with this stuff at times. People forgot. People actually forgot what happened in March of 2023. I'll repeat this again. 90% silver went to the roof. Couldn't find it. Now all of a sudden it's all back on the market, it seems like. Not all of it, because I'm not selling mine. A lot of it came back on the market this past Christmas season. People needed money. Taxes came due. People need money again. People are hurting it right now. People got fear of missing out back in March of 2023. Thinking silver was going to be the next big boom all of a sudden. People lost interest in it. Scared a lot of people out of the market. Well, when it comes back around, you're not going to be able to find this again. That's why I say, why is it available if when you can afford to stack 90% silver, 40% silver, 35% more nickels, stack it, stack it, stack it. One day you're going to be happy you have it. One day you're going to be happy you have it. I'm still stacking it. But I got to find a deal too. Alright? I talked to one of my moderators. He's still trying to fill up a guardhouse box of silver quarters. Silver quarters aren't cheap, folks. They're running between $245 to $260, depending on where you're buying them per roll, for $10 face. It's getting pricey. But we're melting it down. We're melting it down. These coin shops are melting it down. Shame on them. Pick up the phone. Call other shops in your area. Pick up the phone. Call an online bullion dealer. Call up Pimex. Call up the other online bullion dealers and see if you can't work a deal with shipping or whatnot. Get a good price instead of melting it down. No, it's called being lazy. Call up the melter. I got XYZ. Just come pick it up. I'll drop it off on my way home. That's what happens. And it's sad. It is completely sad that we're melting down our history. They just want to wipe history off the map. Baloney. Stop melting it down. I know there's a lot of people that are just as passionate I am about 90% silver. Some maybe not so much. That's okay. But if you're with me here, put it in the comment. Just put the one word, stop. That just means stop melting 90% silver down. Put that in the comments. Stop. S-T-O-P. I don't care if you put an angry face. If you want to put the angry face in there as well. Need your support on this, my friends. We got to get this message out. Stop the melt. Save our history. You know, generations to come are never going to know, if we keep melting this stuff down, what coins look like. What real money look like. Now, think about this. People older than me on this channel watching. I'm sure there's people younger. I see the tallies of what age group people are in it. I can't tell you personally how old you are. It's just a ratio. It's just a poll from the group of what the age group is. Do you want to preserve history, or do you want to wipe it off the map? And for your younger kids, your grandkids, maybe you'd be lucky to live long enough to see your great-grandkids. All the history's gone, and for generations to come, stop the melt. Just stop it. The only time we melt stuff down at the shop that I work for, and I saved this particular one coin from the melt pot. This ain't in very great condition. Okay, you can barely see the date. This stuff, this one, yeah, it's not totally bad on the back, but it's getting worn down. It's slick, but still got a lot of detail to it. And this is the type of stuff we choose to throw to the melters. If it's something like in this shape, getting slick, you can't read the date really. I believe it's 1944. If I get it, yeah, 1944. But it's very, very tough to read. 1944. This is the stuff we would send to the melter, folks. Stuff like this, we would never send to the melter. Never. Never, never. I bought it. I bought this because I wanted to show you guys what the type of 90% silver. I've shown this coin before, but I keep it here on the side. Normally it's off camera most videos, but when I talk about melting stuff down, I normally show that coin. But that less grade, we just send it off. You know, because there's not a lot of detail to it left, and normally people don't want this type of stuff. They don't want the slicks. They don't want the calls. They don't want it. But this stuff, people will be back for. You know, but some of these coin shops need to do a better job of making some phone calls and preserving our history instead of dumping it to the melter. I understand some coin shops are not well capitalized as the shop that I work for. I understand that. But then you can also, you know, then you start thinking, well, maybe the coin shop should stop buying from the public then. Well, no, you can't do that because you got to help your community out as well. But when you get so much of it, maybe make some contacts ahead of time and say, hey, look, if I get too much 90% silver, are you willing to buy it? And the person may say, it depends how much we have. Right now, if the public brings it in, we're going to buy it. We got over $6,000 in face, folks. We got another $8,000 coming on Wednesday from the West Coast. Told you that a couple weeks ago. We're not ready to get more right now from any other coin shop. We're well stocked right now. You know, we got enough right now. We got to start selling some of it to get down some of the inventory. Then we're thinking of rebuying some more. Our owner is trying to go up to Alabama and parts of Tennessee in a week or two. If he finds a deal on it, he might get a little bit more. But, you know, there are some shops you just can't deal with. And I'm not going to call those shops out that we don't deal with. Oh, okay? I'm just not going to do it. There's a lot of good shops out there. And there's a lot of good shops that do melt it down. I'm not calling... I understand why they are melting it down. But they just don't pick up... I don't believe they're taking their time and say, hello, so-and-so, are you willing... Do you need any 90% silver? Call up Pinbacks, call up SD, call up Atmax, whoever. Call up Andy Scheckman. Whoever. I'm sure these online bullion dealers will buy it back. Yeah, there might be a fee involved with that. There may be some shipping fees involved with that. But if the coin shop can work something out with the online bullion dealer, why not just do it that way? You might take a little bit, the coin shop might take a little bit more of a loss. Not of a loss, a little bit more of a less profit, let's say. Do American the favor and save the 90% silver shops. That is what I'm trying to say. Do America, people, the justice in saving the 90% silver. I'm done with that rant. If you're in the market for 90% silver or any type of silver, gold, or platinum, check out channel sponsor Pinbacks, folks. Great company. Michael just texted me today, say I'm doing a great job. Well, maybe I am, maybe I'm not, but thank you, Michael, for saying that. I do put a lot of time in this channel, folks. I try to get back to your comments as fast as I can. I try to get back to your emails as fast as I can. And I guess I am doing an okay job. Maybe I'm not the greatest YouTuber out there, but I do my best as well as I can do it every single day. I've been doing this almost for a year. And I've been putting out at least 2 videos a day since February 1st, folks. Check my record. At least 2 videos a day. It is a lot of work. A lot of dedication. But I don't mind it. Because I'm trying to get the word out to the viewers out there. What's going on in the market. What is truly going on. And it really, like I said, it really teased me off when I hear our history getting melted down. Stop the melt once more time. Put that in the comments, please. Let's see a chain of that. Stop the melt. Stop. However you want to word it, folks. I don't care. Help me out with this. Let's get the information out there. Like the video. Subscribe. Share it out. We gotta stop the melt. Thank you, Pinbacks, as well, for sponsoring Coin Shop Chris. Thank you to the viewer out there, because it's not possible without you. I'll close with this. It looks like Jerome Powell is more concerned with inflation than the labor market, meaning jobs. I don't see a rate cut coming in June. I don't see a rate cut coming in July. We get a pause in August. There's no Fed decision in August. We look forward to September. Even if we do see a rate cut, either in June or July, which I don't think it's going to happen, they're only going to cut it 25 basis points. Let me ask you this. Is 25 basis points really going to impress you that much to go buy a new car? Is 25 basis points really going to impress you that much to go buy a overvalued house? I don't think so. I don't think so. It's not going to have any effect of a 25 base cut anyways. But I don't even see that happening. The next possible date that I see a rate cut is probably September. And they're more worried about inflation. Yes, inflation is one of the demands. But they got to worry about the labor market. Jobs are important. People's jobs are at stake here. We do need a rate cut now. But I don't think it's going to happen, folks. I really don't. And it's sad. You know, yeah, Jerome Powell's got two mandates. He's trapped in the box. So it's, you go with the jobs, you got to pick one or the other. Save jobs or try to keep inflation at bay, but we know inflation is not going to stay at bay. That's already been proven. What more data does he need to see the light? And maybe he does see the light. He probably knows he's trapped. But it's not his fault. It's past administrations. Past administrations. Spent, and it's not so much the president himself. It's Congress. It's the Senate. Can't just blame one person. They vote on these bills. The president signs it. It's your Congress and Senate, that the people you send to Washington, D.C. from your own states, these are the people to blame. 100%. And these companies come in, your retail companies, whatever kind of company, your banks, your oil companies, they tell these people, hey, look, Mr. So-and-so, I'm not going to name any senators' names or Congress people's names, but what kind of happens is the lobbyists get in there and say, if you vote this way, we will cut you $100,000 check plus. We'll cut you this check. We'll cut you this check. But you got to vote this way for this bill. They're in it for themselves. They're not in it for us. That's a damn shame. Normally I don't get into politics, but I'm just on a rant rave today, and I apologize. We gotta protect ourselves. Dollar is not going to be around, folks. We're going digital. Only way out of it, silver and gold. And if you don't want to give up more silver than you have to, because somebody don't have a change, and this will be the start of it. And this will be at the beginning. Maybe it will take some 6 months to wash itself out. This will start flooding into, let's say everybody takes silver Let's just assume it happens. It will take a while before this gets into drawers and cashiers' hands, the retail stores, before they can make changes. It's not like you can call up the Mint and say, hello, Mint, I need this much more change. That's not going to happen. Yeah, sure, you can take a gift card for a store for the balance if you choose to, but what happens if that store goes out of business and you got a $15 gift card? Well, you just lost 15 bucks. See what I'm saying? You know, I'm not saying it's going to happen tomorrow. That's where people get me confused with. People think I'm going to say this is happening tomorrow. People think it's never going to happen. Well, we were using it before. Why can't we use it again? If it happens, it's not enough 90%. If they never melted down 90% silver, we got more people in the United States today than we did back in the 40s, 50s, and 60s. There would not be enough 90% silver to go away if there was not one coin got melted down. Think about it. Think about it. Think about how much stuff was cheaper back then until now. Why do they take silver out of our money? Because it is money. We just been convinced this is the most powerful thing in the world. Yeah, maybe for the last 40 years. Maybe it is still the cleanest shirt in the hamper. But the dollar's getting pretty gosh darn dirty because it don't buy nothing. Ask yourself, go back 15, 20 years. What could you buy with that 15, 20 years ago? What can you buy with that today? I went to the gas station today. For a king-size candy bar, it's $3.19. Let me repeat that, $3.19. They just went up from $2.89 to $3.19. You think inflation is going away? For a king size, $3.19. You pay $3.19. Would you give up $3.19 for a king size candy bar? My friends, I think I made the point. Dollar's dying. A lot of people don't see it. You folks have any questions about silver, gold, or platinum, please reach out to me. I'm always happy to help everybody out there. I wish you a good Memorial Day. If you choose to drink tonight, please don't drive. Please don't. It's not worth it. Stay wherever you're going to drink. If you had a little too much, sleep over. Do yourself the favor. Save your life, save someone else's life, save yourself a whole lot of trouble down the line if you did make it out. Just don't do it. It's not worth it. Don't give your drink, but don't drive. Coin Shop Chris is out.